Welcome to the 20th episode of the Dragon Master campaign. My name is Harrison Weiss, and I am your Dungeon Master. So today we are doing Loaf's final exams. We're going to go through all three of those, but before we do that, let's do an interview question for Loaf. So there's two quick interview questions. The first is, you've leveled up. You are now level 4. Are you going to take a feat, or are you going to take ASI?
I'm just going to stick with a stat improvement this time around.
Second interview question. For Loaf, what will it mean to graduate? Is there anything that, Loaf is, really, really dying to graduate for? Is it, to prove to his parents that he's good enough, to prove to himself that he's good enough? Or do you think it's purely monetarily based, where he wants a better paying job, so this is great?
He's more invested in making enough money so he can generate his own kind of business, or I guess you could say business, or have some kind of leverage in the future for some kind of venture. He hasn't decided quite what yet, but so I think graduating would probably help him in that effort, but if something happens along the way, he'll find a workaround.
You have now woken up in the dorm room on your recliner. Art and Yori have both left. They're not there, so you're kind of there alone with your baby Dradagon. And Astrid kind of walks down the hall and says, "What are you still doing here? You have combat class coming up. You have your combat final exam. It takes place in the Dragon Stadium."
Oh, that's today? Huh.
That's in 2 minutes.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you let people know about that?
There's final exams going on constantly. There's 42 students, and I'm running around in circles helping everyone get to their class on time.
Huh. Well, post some signs around the school, or, make it a little more obvious. I mean, we're all busy here,
And you look at the wall, and there's a sign posted with the class schedules.
I just grab it and kind of just crumble it up and toss it away. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to take off that way now, and I just scurry along with my the equipment that I have on hand. I don't think I have anything extra. I have my quarterstaff, and it looks like my rings are there, and so yeah. So I just scoot on along then.
So you walk on over to the Dragon Stadium.
All right, cool.
As you reach the Dragon Stadium, Dante is looking out the door and says, "Loaf, you made it! We were just about to start the combat final exam."
Yeah, I've been told. Sorry I'm late,
You're not too late. It's all good. You had mentioned a while back that you had wanted a written combat exam. Was that still something that you were interested in? I know it's you versus this other wizard. I don't really know if you guys can fight. It's not going to be entertaining. Do you just want to do a written exam like you had wanted?
Yeah, because I think that just makes sense, given that, I'm not really about the whole swords and shields thing,
Yeah.
I just kind of sit and read books and then, tell the king, Hey, this is a good idea, you should do that. And he's like, okay. And then he sends the people with the sword and shields to do the job.
Yeah, League of Legends isn't for everybody.
Agreed. I would agree with that.
Okay, so I think the key thing here that you need to keep in mind, Loaf, is I really haven't written a final exam that's written before. So please don't judge my work. This is the first time I've ever done a written combat exam, and it's because you special requested it on the first day of class, So go ahead and take a couple minutes, just fill it out. I don't have any pens here, so maybe you can just tear a hole on the right answer or the wrong one.
Okay.
Maybe you have an ink pen or something. I don't know. But go ahead and take 5 minutes and fill this out. I'll let you go from there.
Okay.
The first question is, which deals more damage? The sword or a dagger?
Oh God. I mean, it depends on the context, but I'm just gonna say the sword has more damage potential. So I'm going with the sword.
Okay. It's a good answer. Which grants more armor? Leather armor or a wooden shield?
Now, as far as just questions are concerned, is this based off of the cards that you've designed for the game, or based off of actual D&D lore?
Both.
Trying to remember this off the top of my head. Because are you basing this off of its overall AC?
Yes, purely AC numbers.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna say I don't know, brain farting on this one. I'm gonna say shield. Going with the shield. So
And so how are you going to mark these two answers?
uh am I just supposed to just like you said tear off the one that's wrong? So would I tear out the dagger and tear out the leather armor and then just hand them the correct ones, which are the sword and wooden shield? Or
That's fine.
supposed
Yeah.
correct ones, I guess.
Yeah. You want to tell him that's what you're doing so
Yeah.
that he grades it correctly?
Yeah. Hey, guy. Hey.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, so the thing that deals more damage is a sword, so does that mean I just like tear off this dagger and throw it away or something and hand you the sword part?
Yeah, it's the sword. You're right.
Oh, all right. So I was thinking that for the armor, it's probably the shield because the sword and shield just kind of like fits. I don't
You're
know.
right. The shield is correct. It gives 2 AC. Look at you. I trained you so well.
Yeah. Whew.
You passed the combat exam.
Man, combat is rough, I tell you that.
I'm so proud of you. You did a phenomenal job. And he goes to shake your hand.
And is his hand dirty?
A little bit.
I kind of like look at it and I'm just like, all right. And I kind of like begrudgingly just like reach out and.
And he puts his other hand on top of y'all's shaking hand and shakes harder. You were amazing in this class. I'm so glad that you were able to pass your final exam. And he looks at the other guy and says, "You really think the dagger does more damage than the sword?"
I mean, who thinks that, you know?
And then he points to you and says, so I think your literature exam is coming up. You probably want to head over to Obi-Wan's class.
Okay.
Professor Wan, my apologies.
Sure. All right. I'll head that way then. So I start walking.
So as you approach the literature classroom, Professor Wan meets you at the door and says, "Oh, Loaf, welcome. Welcome to class. Are you ready for your debate?
I guess.
Just come on in and go ahead and just take a stand behind the podium." And
Which one?
So there's 2 podiums. There's a woman standing behind the far podium, and then the close podium clearly seems empty for you. Behind the teacher's desk, there are 5 chairs with 5 people in it, including Stoic and Valakut. Valakut appears armed with a large hook weapon, and Stoic says, "Oh, hey, Loaf, it's you. Welcome. It's your turn. We just judged Yori's."
Oh, was that nice? Did it go well? I guess you wouldn't tell me, right?
It actually went amazingly.
Really?
I think it was a really good debate, yeah.
Okay, well, I hope not to fail you after all that.
So as you look over at your debate opponent, Taylor, welcome to the show. What does Loaf see when he looks over at your character?
She is fairly tall, but kind of like hunched in on herself. Doesn't seem quite comfortable in her skin, maybe. Seems a bit out of place.
All right. For your character, whose name is Ren, what is her motivation for graduating Dragon School? If she failed, why would she be upset? Or if she succeeded, what is her primary inspiration?
Her primary inspiration is, what could be more natural based on her upbringing than to go to Dragon School? She feels that, if she were to fail it, it would be like, her whole upbringing was a failure.
Heavy.
Very heavy. Nothing like Loaf's answer. But okay, we'll go ahead and move. We'll move on to the debate. So Professor Wan says, go ahead and take your stances behind the podium. So let's go ahead and go over the debate format. Everybody's familiar with the debate by now, right?
I'm familiar of nothing. Yeah.
So, okay, let's do a brief rundown of the debate format. The Lincoln Logs debate format. We're going to have Loaf pick a side of the debate. We'll have 3 minutes to prep. Loaf will start by providing his argument for up to 3 minutes. Ren will then provide a counter argument for up to 5 minutes. She can bring on a witness if she so chooses. She will then present her own argument for 3 minutes. And then Loaf will provide questions to Ren and or a witness if he so chooses. And then Loaf will provide a 1 minute closing remark. And then Ren will provide a 1 minute closing remark. Do we have any questions on the format?
I think I'm good.
We'll find out.
Our debate topic is going to be, which is the best?
Oh.
A dagger, a sword, or a wooden shield? So, let's go ahead and define our terms. A shield is worth 5 silver pieces, and it gives +2 to your AC. A sword is worth 2 gold pieces. It is a melee weapon that is versatile, that deals 1d4 slashing damage or 1d8 slashing damage if wielded with 2 hands. And a dagger is 5 copper pieces for a melee light finesse weapon that can be thrown at 30 or 90 feet that deals 1d4 piercing damage. There's a very distinct difference on the prices. So, Loaf, go ahead and decide which of those 3 you want to argue is the best.
I'm gonna go with the shield.
The shield.
Yeah.
Ren, go ahead and pick your side.
I'm going to go with the sword.
Perfect. You have 3 minutes to prep your opening statement, starting now. So go ahead and if you want to do any research or anything, feel free to Google whatever you want. We got 3 minutes of prep. Also, now is a great time if you're looking to bring on a witness to spitball ideas to me. You can DM me or you can talk about it out loud.
Now, is this like a real witness or just an in-game I pick NPC?
An NPC witness that I would be acting.
Okay.
It's not required by any means. So let's go ahead and start the debate. Loaf, you have picked a side, you've prepped your argument, so go ahead and present your opening statement. Present your argument. You have 3 minutes starting now.
Loaf here. So the reason I picked the shield is for a few reasons, really. For one, shields protect me from getting hurt. That's important. The extra armor that I get prevents me from, getting stabbed from daggers or from swords, potentially. I think they're kind of useful. For one, they're supplementary to armor. So for them armor-wielding people over there, people who wear armor, it doesn't hurt to have a shield because then it just makes you more, defensive. And I would just say the shield is pretty amazing because it's already a complement to the sword. So, if you're going to have a shield, you're going to also just have a sword with it. So you might as well have the shield because, the other hand's going to have the sword. You get what I'm saying? If you lived in a mountain area, you could like snowboard down a mountain with the shield. Like imagine just laying it on the snow and then you sit on top of the shield. You'd be able to like sled down it. You can't do that on a sword. You'd get cut or the sword would just kind of sink into the snow. But with the shield, you'd be able to sled down the mountain with it. So there's a fun factor there. Shields are also pretty useful because they're cheaper. If you're a little, if you don't have much money, you're just kind of scrounging around, you're beginning your adventure, and you don't have a sword, but you can afford a shield. You might as well get the shield. It might keep you alive. It has a little bit of weight. I wouldn't say it's too terribly heavy. I mean, if the fact that you can carry a shield just shows that that you're strong enough to carry it, so the weight shouldn't be as it's kind of inconsequential. It's pretty standard too, so you can find a shield anywhere. I mean, same goes with the sword, but again, if you have a shield, you likely have a sword. So there's that. I would say shields are also nicer because you can have some techniques with them. Like, you could shield bash someone, disorient them, maybe. I mean, yeah, okay, stabbing's nice, but, I would say as far as like maybe using some blunt force from the shield the disorientation can be useful in certain battle situations.
Perfect. Thank you for presenting your argument.
Shields are cool also as an accessory. You hang them up on the wall. People can look up and be like, wow, where did you get that cool shield? And be like, yeah, well,
Perfect job, Love. Very good opening argument. Let's go ahead and pass it over to Ren. Please provide a counter argument and or bring on a witness. Starting now.
Okay, so my counterpart here, makes a interesting point of the shield being a weapon, and yet I only heard one instance of it actually being used as a weapon. most everything else was, the factors of the shield being for defense. So being a piece of armor or a shield, which is not a weapon, as far as I understand. Now, I may have trouble with this language or this understanding, but I personally see a sword do much more damage than a shield would do. I would like to bring on a witness. This is my brother. His name is Gruff.
So you walk over to the front desk and set a small baby purple dragon on the counter.
Now, Gruff, please tell us, in your experience, which have you felt more damage from? A sword or a shield?
And he kind of gestures with his hands in a bunch of different directions. And then he nods his head.
Yes, those are all very valid points. And, that really goes with what I was saying about how, a sword is what's going to do the most damage in the long run. I agree, yes.
And it nods its head rapidly. And then he jumps off the desk and walks over to you.
Thank you, Gruff. That was very good. Good job. Here you go. And I hand him just a small piece of fish from my pocket. So, with that, I present my argument of a sword is the better weapon. It does more damage, and it has, as you can see from Gruff's testimony here, a longer lasting effect, both physically and mentally.
Okay, so we'll move on to Ren's argument. So she's going to argue her side of the debate now. So go ahead and present your argument. You have 3 minutes, Ren.
So, with a sword, you have the versatility of you can attack with one hand, or you can attack with two hands. If you're attacking with one hand, you have the freedom to maybe, carry a shield, if that's your choosing, or you could carry a dagger. You could have something for if someone's sneaking up behind you, you reach back with the dagger, and you still have your sword. Your sword can also act as a shield. You can still parry people away. A sword has so many uses, whereas a shield, yes, you may be able to block or you may be able to bash someone, but depending on the shield, how long is that actually going to hold up? What lasting damage is a shield going to do? A sword will do lasting damage. It will cut down the opponent. Whereas with a shield, you maybe could get some, blunt force damage, but that is easily recoverable. The sword, that is going to be, a slash. That's going to be something that deals more damage. A shield in its own is not a weapon. A shield is armor. It's not a weapon. It's armor. Am I confusing the words here? Is there context that I don't know? Who's to say? This is all so new to me, but I do know that a shield is armor. A sword is a weapon, and therefore a sword must be the best weapon.
So, just to clarify for the jury members, the prompt is which is the best, not which is the best weapon. This is probably due to a language barrier issue here, but does that make sense, Ren?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. So now it is going to move towards Loaf's counter argument. You have up to 5 minutes to ask questions to Ren or bring on a witness and ask them questions, starting now.
So I guess the thing I'd like to ask you, Ren, because you're saying the sword's better and all that. Suppose it rains, right? It's raining. And you put the sword over your head. Is that gonna stop the rain from hitting you in top of the head? Probably not as well as if you had a shield, right?
What is problem with rain? Rain is good.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be wet, but if you don't want to get wet and you want to stay dry, the shield would do a better job, right? Would you agree with this?
Yes, but
Oh, okay.
rain is good.
How about another one? You got some food, right? But you have like nowhere to put it, right? You're looking around, you're like, "Oh man, I'm on the ground. There's the dirt. It's kind of gross. Maybe there's some bugs crawling around." So you lay the shield on the ground and then you put the food on the shield. Assuming there's no blood on one side, you might want to flip it on the back. Voila, you got like
Mm,
a improvised surface that isn't gross.
but bugs are extra protein and it's quick. And also, if you have food, why not just eat it right there? What is the need for having to put it on something? If you have food, you eat it.
I mean, you may have to put it in a bowl or on a plate.
What is a bowl?
It's
Why?
a bowl, like it can be made of certain kind of things like clay or well, I don't know about
Like
ceramic
dirt?
dirt. No, not
But
really.
you just said you don't want to put your food on dirt. I'm
That's why
confused.
you put it on the shield, because a shield's not dirt, you know?
Hmm.
So another thing about shields that are amazing that swords can't do that well is I already said the snowboard thing, so I guess there's that. It's prevent yourself from getting mauled to death by a bear, maybe. So like
Ah, yes,
you can
bears.
parry a bear's first claw attack, but the second claw attack's probably gonna cut off your face. So the shield, you can kind of cower behind it, placed up against a tree, and the bear can go ham on the shield, and he might tucker out before he gets to you. So that's a possibility with the shield that the sword, although you can try to stab the bear might still win. So there's that. Also, also with shields that are kind of cool is if you have it on your back and someone's trying to like maybe sneak attack you, that they have a smaller area of effectiveness, because then they're going to have to either target below the shield that's covering your back, which is all your vital organs, or aim for your head, and they have a possibility to miss. So it's good to protect you when you're walking and such, and not suspecting some guy to stealth kill you, and that's kind of nice. And it's also cheap. But one more question. What color shield would you like? Or what kind of emblem would you like? Like if you had to choose a shield.
Who is this question directed at?
It's at Ren.
Is this a question? Oh, for Ren. Okay, perfect. Go ahead.
Yeah. What kind of shield would you like?
Something that would blend in.
Oh, really? Like a camouflage thing? That sounds smart. Like brown and green and stuff?
Something that you couldn't see right away. Maybe it just looks like everything else.
Oh, that's cool. Wooden or steel? Which one would you prefer typically?
Which one is stronger? If you have to use it to attack, or if something big is coming at you, you want whatever is stronger, so the steel one, the hard one.
I think that, yeah, I mean, it's situational. Steel, if someone has a club, the reverberation when they hit the shield, it would probably like make your arm go numb, and then you probably won't like it too much.
As a reminder, Loaf, you picked the side of the wooden shield.
Did I? I just thought I said.
This doesn't extend to all shields.
Well, okay. If I just have the wooden shield, then it's better for camouflage because it'll be brownish. If I pick a brown shield. One last question. Do you own a shield?
I do not.
Maybe you should get one.
I have never needed one.
They're pretty cheap.
All right. Thank you, Loaf. That was a good counter argument. We're going to go ahead and move to your closing statement. You have 1 minute to leave a lasting impression on the jury, starting now.
All right. Okay. So, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, all people listening, the reason why the shield is superior is because defense sometimes is the greatest offense. And sometimes defense comes even at a cheaper than the offense itself. Why spend a lot of money to get something to stab and poke things when you can spend little money to not get stabbed and poked? And secondly, it's pretty enjoyable on a snowy day or when you're trying to cook something out in the woods and you don't want to get your food messy. You have a surface to place it upon, and your back can be protected from sneak attacks. Not to mention, it's a nice ornament in the house if you wish to hang it, and if it has a little bit of blood on it, you can tell pretty rad stories, especially since the blood will probably, soak into the wood, since I chose wooden shield. So what I have to say here is, take the shield and protect yourself from people who want to stab you and hurt the people you care about with the shield.
Awesome, Loaf. That is a phenomenal closing statement. Let's go ahead and move to Ren. You have 1 minute to leave your final mark on this debate, starting now.
A shield can only get you so far. It can only protect so much. Whereas a sword, you will do the active protecting. You will be the defender. You can defend with a weapon as much as you can with the shield. And so the sword is mighty. It is the one that will hurt the most. It will leave, a lasting damage. Whereas a shield can't cover your whole body. The sword can go after any part of you. And so the sword is going to be the best one.
You both did an amazing job. The jury is going to talk amongst each other and make a decision, and you should hear back from me by the end of the day, Loaf and Ren.
You see Loaf sweating. He's just like not good with public speaking. He's just like, thank goodness that's over with. Ugh.
You see Ren in the corner just grunting back and forth with Gruff.
I love it. Thank you, Taylor, for joining.
Yeah, thank you for having me. All right, goodbye.
See you.
I don't know how to stop this.
After the debate, Professor Wan kind of gestures to you to come over and says, "Hey, Loaf, do you have that book that you borrowed? The first week in class called the Chronicles of Ember Peak. Do you have that book? I know you were borrowing it.
Yes, I think. Do I still actually? I have my medium bag. Did I keep it? Let me look. 4 rations, pen. Yeah, I do actually have it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Could I get it back?
Why?
Because you were just looking to borrow it until you graduated. That's what we had said.
Oh.
Did you want to borrow it longer?
Actually, yeah, no, just, yeah, you can take it back. Here you go. That's fine. Here you go.
Oh, wait. You don't have it. What are you handing me?
I hand him, good point. I guess I didn't go and get it. So I guess I hand him, because I was handing him something, I just, hand him a, ink pen.
Oh! An ink pen. I don't think so. Actually, go ahead and hold on to that. I think you'll probably need that in your final exam coming up.
Oh.
But the book I would like to get back. If you could maybe run the town center after your dragon exam, that would probably be a good idea.
Yeah, I guess so.
I know your dragon exam's coming up right after this, so you probably want to start going that way. But I am looking for that book back. So I am, yeah.
So, is this dragon exam going to be hard? Or anything, or
the dragon exam is sometimes considered the hardest exam of all 3.
Yeah,
it can be really tough.
Okay, I didn't really study, but we'll just have to wing it. Yeah, I'll get the book when I graduate. Yeah, I'll get it back to you.
Wing it. That's a good one. I like that joke. Okay, it's been fun to have you in my class. Congratulations on doing well in the debate, and
look, I.
Go on and live your life.
I don't want this conversation to drag on, but I need to go to the to the class.
You're spitting fire right there. Head on out.
All right. Yeah. Well. I'm going now. I think I ran out.
Okay. You walked out, and you're gonna walk to dragon class. And as you walk into the dragon classroom, Jessica greets you at the top of the stairs and says, Loaf, welcome. You made it up the stairs. I'm really proud of you. I know that's tough sometimes, but come on over. Let's go ahead, go grab a seat. And as you walk into the classroom, you see a broken chair in the center of the room. And says, yeah, that chair broke. Don't sit in that one. That one's in pieces. But go ahead and grab a seat right over here. And let me get you your final exam. Okay, so go ahead and grab a seat. And here's your piece of paper. Here's your pen. Go ahead and start filling this out for me. You have exactly 10 minutes to take this exam, starting now.
All right. Cool.
And she goes and sits back at her desk and just watches you intently. Feel free to talk through some of the things that you're thinking.
Which, so you want me to just like read it off or like which?
No, you don't have to read it, but you're welcome to, if you have any thoughts, you're welcome to. Let's talk out loud. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm wondering if I really did, do well in that debate. She had a lot of good points about stabbing and the swords and stuff. I think the best argument I had, maybe, this is all like inner monologue, I guess, if you want to call it that. It was probably the snowboarding bit. I feel like that was probably the most valuable argument because you can't do that with a sword. And I feel like the protecting your head from, or rather just, I guess protecting your head from the rain, I feel like that's pretty valuable too, because, who wants their hair wet, right?
True.
So
I liked the snowboarding bit.
The snowboarding, I'm glad that you did. I don't even remember this guy, Thunderdrum. I think it's a big one, right? I'm pretty sure the Thunderdrum's the big guy, right? I don't know. I'm gonna take a guess that it's. I don't know what kind of. Is this like, as far as this exam's concerned, is it just like just something you like? Are you able to like look at notes, or is it just all like you just have to like kind of
open notes? Anything that you have written down, you're welcome to use. I would prefer you not Google things.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just like, I'm just looking at. I'm just like, I'm like, I don't remember this. What is this? What dragon?
If you took notes during the things, then 100% you can look at those.
I didn't. That's the thing.
Okay, then no. Then you can't Google it.
I do see that this one says Sea Shocker, so that one has to be title. Like, it has the word sea in the name, so I'm going with that. But next one. Do we need 10 out of 12 to pass, or how many?
You have to be in the top 50% of the test takers, which I have not established what that number is.
Oh, okay.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah. What species of dragon has one head as a baby and two heads at level 1 and 3 heads at level 2? The Zippleback? Oh, I don't. We went over this once. I know the Zippleback. That was the one in the movie that had the little like sparky mouth, right? And then the little gas thing.
True.
It had 2 heads, but it never had 3 heads that I remember. So that's not it. And then Sea Shocker is in water. I guess it wouldn't be in a tunnel. So it's probably the Hydreigon. Okay. So then which species of dragon is afraid of sunlight? Probably Night Terror. There's the word night. I don't think the Night Fury was fine during the day. It was dangerous. I don't think a Eruptodon would care about the sun. And a Gold Span just sounds like it's a bright dragon. So what species of dragon shoots fire using kerosene gel? I don't know. Probably not. I know.
I love how fitting this is for Loaf, actually.
I know it's not the Gronkle, because I know enough about the Gronkle. It's not the Gronkle. It's Sea Shocker. Why would it have kerosene in the water? Which boulder class species is completely blind? It's not the Gronkle. I don't think. Razor Whip sounds boulderish. I'm going with the Sentinel. I don't think I'm right on that one, but whatever. What dragon is a Stinger a part of? Stinger doesn't sound like a mystery to me. I don't even remember what Stoker is, so I'm gonna go with Sharp. Which tidal class species can shoot huge plasma rocks? I don't.
I am enjoying this. This is good content.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't like. I'm trying to take this like as genuine. I'm not looking at notes or nothing.
Yes.
I'm trying. Because I didn't take notes to begin with, so I'm like, crap. Let me see. Which tidal class? So it says tidal. I don't think there's ever been a species called shipwreck. Is there? That sounds like made up. But I can't say that because Thunderdrum, I think, is actually a real dragon, and that could sound made up. I guess they're all made up, but what I'm saying. Submaripper. Yeah, let's go with that. I think I'm wrong, but no. All right, which dragon class is a Thunderdrum? Okay, so the following question has the Thunderdrum. Thunderdrum. I don't think that's Tracker. It doesn't sound, and it's not Mystery. Either Boulder or Tidal. The drum makes it sound like it could be Boulder, but Thunder makes it sound kind of tidally. Because, like, there's storms in the ocean. I don't know. Which species of dragon is known for burrowing underground? None of these have to be. Are you serious? One of these a real sandbuster, dirt grinder, mud scraper, earth digger? You're kidding me. Like, come on, none of these are actually freaking Yeah, look at my dirt grinder here. Yeah, let me just grab my sandbuster. I mean, that one could work. Like, who? Yeah, I got my earth digger here. Like, that doesn't sound like a dragon.
I'm dying. Oh, no, this is good.
This one's probably the hardest, and I don't even know if I got any of the other ones. I know I got a few right, I'm pretty sure, but, like, this one, I don't know. This one's... Dirt Grinder can't be. I would be pissed if it was Dirt Grinder. It's not Dirt Grinder. That's just stupid. It's either Sandbuster or Mud Scraper, and both of those sound awful. There's no way it's Earth Digger or Dirt Grinder. Who, like... I know this is, like, based off of a really good film, but, like... telling a kid, yeah, this dragon's named Dirt Grinder, like, does that... I don't know. Now saying it enough times makes me think it could be. I don't know.
Your time's up, but I don't care. Just take as long as you want.
Yeah. Did 10 minutes already pass? Man, I'm really thinking hard on this question.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with...
Everybody else took over an hour on their combat exam. It took you a couple of seconds, so this is fine to take longer.
I don't... It's just... Yeah, that one I think, out of all the other ones, this one sounds like it's the... I'm going with... I'm not doing Dirt Grinder or Earth Digger, because those are stupid. I'm going with... the fact that it says burrowing underground, Earth Digger sounds like it would be right, but that's just a stupid name. I'm going with Mud Scraper. All right, I'm winging it. I'm going Mud Scraper. There's no way it's Earth Digger. It's not Dirt Grinder. That's dumb. I mean, but it could be. Damn it. No, it could be Mud Scraper or Dirt Grinder. Sandbuster doesn't sound like an underground digging dragon now when I think about it.
Oh, no, this is so good. That's so good. I love it.
I'm going with Dirt Grinder. All right, next one. Which I said it wasn't, but now I'm going with Dirt Grinder. If it better be Dirt Grinder. Which strike class as species is known for being the abominable snow beast? I don't think it's the Skrill. I think I remember watching the movie, and I don't think the Skrill. Snowtail sounds like it could be, or Snow Wraith. I'm gonna go with Snow Wraith. That sounds more imposing. All right, I'm submitting the test. All right. Whew, that was a tough one. The number 9, that one stressed me out. That would stress me out way more than any test question I've had in my life. That would piss me off.
So Jessica walks over and says, "Oh, looks like you're done. I'll go ahead and take your exam." It's honestly been a great semester. I really appreciate you and your participation in class. You're honestly one of my favorite students, and I'm really proud to be able to hopefully be at the graduation ceremony tomorrow and celebrate your graduation.
Well, after that test, I better graduate. I mean, what kind of questions were those?
You didn't like the questions?
Look,
I thought the questions were pretty good.
some of those were legit dragons, and I don't know because I didn't study hard enough. I studied some.
You know whose fault that is? For not studying hard enough?
It is the teacher's lack of prodding me to do it.
That's a good point.
If you prodded me more and
That's a good
nagged
point.
me about it, I would have been annoyed, and therefore I would have studied.
I'm going to edit just the debates and present it to 5 different people and have them pick the winners. Has to be people who are unbiased to the 2 parties. This is a bedtime story with Bazine. In the cosmic expanse between life and death, Vanir, the god of life, and Takeo, the god of death, decided to embark on a joint venture that would transcend their individual domains. Together, they envisioned a realm where life and death coexisted in harmony. Thus, the gods set out to create an extraordinary realm of Terragos. Vanir, with a touch that breathed life into celestial matter, shaped the vibrant landscapes of Terragos. Lush forests, cascading waterfalls, and vast meadows flourished under his divine influence. Creatures of wondrous beauty roamed the lands, and the air hummed with the energy of creation. Vanir's robes glowed with the hues of dawn as he poured his essence into every corner of the burgeoning realm. On the other side, Takeo, with a subtle touch that whispered of inevitable, imbued Terragos with the essence of death. Yet it was not a morbid influence, rather a transformative force that embraced the beauty of cycles. Takeo's shadowy touch brought forth seasons of change, where leaves fell gracefully and life made way for renewal. Under Takeo's guidance, Terragos became a realm where every end was a prelude to a new beginning. As the gods worked in tandem, springs of rejuvenating waters bubbled forth, offering renewal to all of the inhabitants. Fields that blossomed with eternal blooms showcased their harmonious dance of life and death. In Terragos, existence became a seamless tapestry, interwoven with the threads of creation and transformation. The realm stood as a living testament to the unity of life and death, a divine collaboration that echoed through the ages. Good night, son. Sleep well. And this episode was voiced by William Brito as Loaf, Taylor Lunsford as Ren, and edited and DM'd by Harrison Weiss. Please follow us on X at Tides of Terragos or on Patreon at patreon.com/Tides of Terragos.
But you just said you don't want to put your food on dirt. Ah, yes, bears.
None of these have to be. Are you serious? One of these a real sand buster, dirt grinder, mud scraper, earth digger? You're kidding me.